Hello, everybody. My name is Stanley, certified financial counselor and life coach, and you are here for the Bluechair Chronicles Ep4. So you're probably wondering, why is it called the Bluechair Chronicles? Well, because I'm sitting in a blue chair. Super easy to remember. And today's topic is going to be about something that I've gone through, and millions of other Americans have gone through as well. And it is the topic of divorce and self worth during the healing process, and through all the money and the emotion and the detachment that comes with that. It is a lot to deal with, and I see a lot of clients that are in chaos right in their mind, rightfully so, because children are involved, money is involved, stocks, mutual funds, and a myriad of other financial assets, both in the bank and tangible, that people worry, where are they going to go? Who's going to get this? And I want to talk a little bit about my divorce and the emotions that came from that, and how to really be at peace with yourself and understand that it doesn't last forever. Time, I know it sounds corny, is the greatest equalizer. It took 4 years. Man, 4 long years of crying, of therapy, of perspective, of communication, of understanding, of court dates, of money, of self improvement, of anger, of emotions of betrayal and separation and detachment, to finally get to a place where I felt like, you know what? Everything's okay. Because I did, for a long time, despise my ex wife. And I was like, well, it's because of what she did. It's because of what I did. Was it a combination of these two things? Or was it just a situation where we just outgrew each other, or we were growing in different directions? And now, today, like, I have no qualms with her. I have no issues. We co-parent well, but it took a long time to get there. You can't rush the process. You have to feel the pain. You have to be you have to, especially as a man, you gotta cry, you gotta scream, play the drums, go golf, go drive on the speedway, not on the interstate speeding, but on the track. Find that thing that you need to create and to elevate yourself in your mind. Ladies, you can do the same thing. But I'm specifically speaking from a male's perspective, because a lot of times men, we just don't get that support and desire from the world that, oh, you're a guy, hey, just go out here, have sex, and you're good to go. I'm like, that's not my personality. I'm not gonna just go out here and sleep with people just to feel something. That's not how it goes. I'm very protective of my body. And so you want to make sure that you are protective of your body and your mind as you're going through a divorce. So what happened was, I spent $20,000 on a lawyer, and this was back in 2020, and I got like every other weekend and 2 weeks in the summer for vacation to bring my son back down to South Carolina, and that was not a whole lot. I think that was like maybe 36 days a year plus the 2 weeks. But I would see him occasionally for dinner on Thursdays, and I was still living at Anchorage at the time. Anchorage, Alaska, very cold, but not as cold as Fairbanks. And I was just in a place where I gained weight. I was eating like crap, and life was just really rough. And there's a few pitfalls you have to avoid when you're going through a divorce. At that point, I was making six figures, but the money was going out as soon as it came in. I would be spending it on stuff and things and just a whole bunch of junk, man. Don't do that. Don't be me. Like, invest your money, invest in yourself. And I was, to an extent. I'll give you an example as to how divorce can bring about a new beginning in your life. I was a writer. I loved writing in middle school and high school. I loved anime and video games and fantasy. So naturally, my mind was drawn towards that. So all the things are swirling around in my brain. And then I just stopped writing after high school, after I graduated in 2020, not 2020, 2004. And I didn't write again until my marriage started to fall apart in 2019. So that talent and gift lay dormant for that whole time. And I look back on it, I'm like, man, why didn't I write in the in between? Why didn't, and writing eventually became a therapy. And now I've written 10 books and I've published 8 of them. And I'm about to publish the ninth and 10th book here in December and January of 2025, or December 2024, and then January of 2025, my ninth and 10th book. But it was because of my divorce. So I always tell people, like, I know it sounds silly, and I'm a forever the optimist, but when you're going through something chaotic, look for a way to re-establish your talents and your gifts, because then you will have time for everybody of any race, of any color, man or woman, and everything in between. You will have time after that relationship ends and after things split off. So I got back into writing, and I got picked up by a small publisher. And that was like really heartwarming because it was like, I can do this. So I'm here to tell you today, like, if you're going through chaos, you can do it. Like, I literally got back into investing, into mutual funds and stocks, things I haven't done in a long time, like back when I was a young person in the Air Force. I'm still pretty young, I'm only 38. And I, man, that even when I was going through that tumultuous time and I was in chaos and I was in pain, and I was crying and suffering, and I would only see my son every now and then, I wrote some of my best work. I got picked up by publishers. So like, just don't sit there and sulk and be in chaos. Like, do something, create something, reestablish those neurons in your brain, to make something amazing happen, to do something you never thought you would do. I never thought people would pay money to buy my books. I'm like, I'm not a prolific writer. I'm pretty good. I have a great imagination, but like, I'm not like, J.K. Rowling or Tolkien or any of these other heavy hitters. I'm just Stanley. But people want to read what's in your brain. People want to buy what your hands can create. So if you're a woodworker and you stop woodworking and you went through marriage and your marriage fell apart, you got cheated on, you got left, you just didn't become desirable by this other person. Be sad, cry, get angry, go to the anger room and scream it out. Go to the glass breaking places where you can break stuff and get all of that out and then start to create. And I'm telling you, man, after 4 years, I hate I wasted 4 years of emotion on despising this person I once loved. Like, I look back on it and honestly now, she's a great mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a great person. We just were oil and water and we didn't mix. So I've learned to take emotion out of it and look at it from a logical standpoint. Like, it just was oil and water. We just never should have gotten together. But I'm glad my son is here. He's amazing. And I will do everything I can to make sure his life is awesome and empower him. But man, I would have saved myself 4 years of pain and suffering and anger and being and despising them. And it's not healthy either. Like, you can't hold that anger of someone for so long. Eventually, like, what are they doing now? Just their existence pisses you off. You can't live like that because eventually, no amount of money you make, no amount of stuff you get, is going to quail that dragon in your body of pain. So you have to go into the darkness. You have to go into the inner recesses of your mind and venture in there. I know it's freaking scary, and figure out, why do I really not like this person? They cheated on me. Okay, guess what? You're not the first, you're not the last. It's happened since the dawn of time. I know that sounds kind of harsh as an empath saying that, but it's true. Just move on, heal, get to counseling. You may or may not get closure, My closure came from just loving myself and losing weight, because I was overweight at the time a little bit. I was eating a bunch of Taco Bell and Wendy's, and it just wasn't good. And I bought this BMW, which was a horrible, horrible thing. 'Cause I went through my divorce, and this person doesn't love me anymore. Oh, I need a BMW. No, I did not. I should have just kept my '89 Mercedes, fixed it up, and been fine. But nope, I had to get that thing because I needed it. I needed that BMW. You don't need that thing. If you're trying to get a thing to fill a hole in your heart, like it's never gonna work. You will feel happiness for a little bit. About 2 months, that's when it wore off. And then I was like, man, y'all take this thing back. And even as a financial counselor, voluntary repossession, I handed that back and my credit score went whoop down the drain. So financial counselors, we make mistakes, man. Life coaches, we make mistakes. And so I always tell every one of my clients and that I work with that if you don't have a counselor or a life coach that hasn't been through some ish, that hasn't made dumb, colossal mistakes when it comes to relationships and when it comes to money, like you need to find yourself a new counselor because they don't know what it means to be in hell. And that's what it was for me for like 3.5, 4 years after my marriage. I was in a financial purgatory. I was saving though. I was getting my credit score back up. I had to file for bankruptcy. I had to move away from my son. He's still in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm down here in South Carolina. And that took a while. I had to come to grips with all these emotions. Like, am I a bad dad for leaving? But no, I had to leave because you can't heal where you've been hurt. And I tell that to every person I meet. If you got raped or assaulted in a city, if you got cheated on, you lost your business in that city, your marriage fell apart in that city, don't stay there. Leave. Get out. You cannot heal where you've been hurt. And let me tell you, after I left Alaska, my life shot up. I just prospered. I got a promotion. I got like a $12,000 increase in cost of living. I jumped up in my job and my responsibilities. I started creating and writing books again. My stocks increased. So truly the universe or God or whatever entity you believe in, if you do logical, scientific-based decisions that are based in that and not emotion, you're going to usually end up on the proper path. A lot of people make emotional-based decisions when they need to be using logic. It's a balance. And as I get older, even though I'm an emotional person, logic, science is what wins the day. Now, I love hugs. I love love. I'm a romantic. But now I'm thinking with this more so with the heart, with the emotions, and that's hard to do for me. So I challenge you, if you are in a place of mourning, just sit there, feel it, but don't stay there forever. Get out there and try your hand at your old talents, gifts, and abilities, whatever it is that you love, and just start creating again. That's how I found peace after my divorce, and that's how I continue to prosper in this modern era. And I'm excited about 2025. Stocks are popping off. I'm a financial counselor and I'm a life coach. So if you like my energy, give me a shout in the comments and we'll make something happen and we'll do an introductory lesson. I love what I do. I love helping people. And hey, you can beat divorce. You can beat that breakup. Love yourself first, and that love will radiate and attract the right people to you. Hopefully. Have a great day, and episode 5 coming soon. We'll see you.